This week's episode of The Grid is sponsored by MPix. Shoot today, upload tonight, we ship tomorrow. Manfrotto, imagine more. All One Software, focused on photography. Peach Pit Press, publishers of technology books, ebooks, and videos for creative people. Epson, exceed your vision. Expo Imaging, Rogue Flash Benders for speedlight enthusiasts. Nix Software, photography first. And B&H Photo, the professional source.
Well, hi, everybody, and welcome to another live episode of The Grid. My name is Scott Kelby, and I am joined today in Matt's place. Matt is not here, so we had to go get somebody better. Now, I have to be honest with you, of all the co-hosts and guests we've ever had in the history of this show, I like this particular co-host the very best.
Take that, Matt.
It is my wife, Kalebra. Hi, sweetie.
Hi, sweetie.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
How are you?
Oh, I'm awesome.
All right.
Anyway, Kalebra is the host of her own show. You do a show called The Pinterest Show.
Yes, I do.
It's tomorrow night, right?
It is tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time.
All right. And you're going to be talking about Pinterest?
Always.
Giving away stuff?
Mostly chocolate.
Mostly chocolate? Yeah.
I'll give away some things.
No,
Sure,
if you
why
haven't
not?
seen it, it's an awesome, cool show.
Oh,
Go
thank
to
you.
KalebreGplus.com. It's KALEBRA, the letter G, plus.com. And check it out. It's very, very cool stuff. Or just go to Kalebra Kelby on Google Plus and you'll find it. Hey, we've got free stuff.
Cool.
Wait, okay, let me tell you. Everybody, I gave one of these away the other day on my blog. So I shot the Falcons and 49ers NFC Championship game. I did some behind-the-scenes photos, and I gave away the thing we're about to give away here. People lost their mind over this, and I'm going to actually get to demo it. So it's called an F-plate, and it comes from fplate.net, and this is what it is. This is the most magical little thing. Oh. There we go. Now, you will not get this. This one's used. I have a brand new one in a box and all to give you. So it's from fplate.net, and it is for mounting remote cameras. Now, I use it for football, but a lot of people use it for baseball, for every different sports.
It's excellent.
I took these for what we're going to talk about today. I took a set of these for the carrier shoot, to be able to shoot on aircraft carriers. There's a million places. And what it is think about, where can I put a camera that I wouldn't normally be able to do it for safety reasons? Like at the Falcons game, they're shooting up fire and all this stuff, and they just won't let you stand beside the fire. It's crazy. But there's certain instances and stuff where they won't let you do that. All right. Hey, I'm going to demo this in 1 second. Couple things. So Brad Moore, usually here helping us, sick as a dog. But Brad is smart enough to go home when he's sick. RC is not. So RC just appeared on the set. You're sick as a dog, right, RC? You're the guy that made Brad sick?
He can't even talk.
Yeah, he can't even talk. You are sick, aren't you?
No, he just looks.
Oh, dude, he's sick.
He's
I
sick.
think, yeah.
Yeah, stay over there.
Yeah, sick? Oh, yeah, he doesn't look good.
Wow, what a trooper.
This is why he's not on camera today. I was going to have him, be on the show, but he's got the funk. So anyway, we hope you get better, RC. And so RC will be monitoring your comments and sharing your questions and stuff with us. So thank you for coming in and helping us. He was doing he was doing work. I don't know, why do you come to work when you're sick, bro? Oh, God, you do sound horrible. You got to be on tour tomorrow? Oh, snap out of it. All right, here's how the F-plate works. The greatest. All right, this little hole here. The first big hole is for you to put your pocket wizard in. So you can attach your pocket wizard here. So why is there a hole in the back? Because you can leave your pocket wizard mounted on here and still get to the battery compartment.
That's awesome.
All right, so here's how it works. All right, you take the F-plate. It comes with different sets of screws, different sizes. You put it through the bottom, and then you take any ball head you want, and you screw the ball head onto the F-plate, like this. All right, and that creates, let me move to the camera there. That creates this little seat, and then you put your camera on here. Let me just mount it on here real quick. So you wind up with this basically portable remote you can stick anywhere. And because you have a ball head, here, I'll set it up here so you can see it. Because you have a ball head, you can take it and aim it anywhere you want. So when players are running out, you can put it like this. If an airplane's going by, you can put it like this. You can put it any place that you want to put it. and it stayed, it's sturdy as a rock. Now, I would normally position it to where it's like this. Can you not see it, bro? Oh, you can't hear me? You can't hear me because I walk away from the microphone. Anyway, this is what it is. It goes on a ball head. You can aim it anywhere. It's just the greatest thing ever. So it's an F plate. We're going to be giving one of those away on the show today, and these are awesome.
Does it? Can you use it with an iPhone?
You could use it with an iPhone.
Okay. Just checking.
Just checking. Yeah, because you're an iPhoneographer.
Now it's worth something.
Okay, all right. So anyway, that's the F plate. We'll be giving one of these away later. Totally awesome gift. So stick around for that. We're also going to be giving away the Ape book from Guy Kawasaki.
That is a really excellent book.
Oh, have you read it?
No.
Okay, anyway, it is a great book. I did read it.
Who's Guy Kawasaki?
It's from Guy and Sean Welsh. Excellent book. Oh, I'm wearing the Ape shirt today.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it. Author, publisher, entrepreneur. So the Ape book is about self-publishing, like how to publish a book. Mm-hmm. I'm wearing the Ape shirt. We have an Ape shirt to give away. We have one right here. We'll be giving away an Ape shirt today. Have you seen
I don't
these?
have an Ape shirt.
You don't have an Ape shirt? Take this one.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. All right. Next is we're going to be giving away some tickets to Matt's seminar. So Matt is on tour with the Lightroom seminar. He's going to be out on tour, so we're going to give away tickets to Matt's seminar. Apparently, RC is also on tour, and their tours are outstanding. Really, really good stuff.
They are. They're the best. That is the best Lightroom seminar out there, for sure.
Have you seen Matt's Lightroom seminar?
No.
Okay, anyway, so also, just a couple little newsy things. We have a couple more free things. Let me give you the free things first. Also, okay, our buddies Glenn Dewis and Calvin Hollywood, two of the greatest guys ever. I mean, great Photoshop guys, great photographers, just great people, are doing a Photoshop Freak Show workshop in London on Sunday, March 24th. They're going to let us give away a ticket. So anyone that sends us and says, so at the end of the show, we'll tell you where to go to enter all these contests, and you can just write Photoshop Freak Show, and then we'll enter you for that contest. So anyway, you can get more details about the Photoshop Freak Show, just in case you don't win, over at PhotoshopFreakShow.com right there. And seriously, these guys, there it is. So Calvin is an absolute retouching genius. He's insano crazy, like literally one of the best in the world, standing beside one of the other best in the world. So Glenn, who teaches at Photoshop World, and is just incredible, and is a Kelby training teacher as well. Mm-hmm. And he's got a business class right now in Kelby Training. He's doing very, very well. People love it. But these guys together, and Glenn, I think, probably thinks of himself as more of a photographer first and then a retoucher.
I think so.
And I think Calvin Hollywood thinks that he is more of a retoucher, but also does a little photography. Together, they're off the hook. All right. Also, so that's the free stuff. Oh, and also, I want to give away a ticket, a full conference pass to the biggest Photoshop event in the world.
Reindeer hands.
It's this.
Oh.
Omega.
Whatever. Moves.
It's Omega.
Reindeer. I don't know. Sorry.
It's not reindeer hands. Okay. It is. This is reindeer. This is Omega. Okay. It is Photoshop World. The Photoshop World Conference and Expo coming up in Orlando, Florida. Okay. We're going to be giving away a full conference pass that later. We'll talk a little bit more later. Also, brand new class came up on Kelby Training. You can rent it. It is Capturing the Modern Family Portrait with Tamara Lackey. She is awesome. Her class is awesome. And you can rent it. So you can join Kelby Training, see all the classes. You can pay monthly or for the year. But you can also rent her class. We're doing them at a limited time for only $6.99. So if you're like, well, I'm not sure if I can afford $24. Come on, you can afford $24. But you could go rent her class for 3 days.
Yeah, that's nuts, $6.99.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy, right? All right. Hey, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to be looking at my carrier shoot. So I went on a U.S. Navy aircraft carrier.
Yes, you did.
And it was wild stuff. I got some wild shots, and I have a bunch of background photos. People had so many questions. So we're going to talk about that. We got other stuff to talk about, and a whole bunch more right after the break. Don't go away. You are live on The Grid.
Here at Kelby Training, we're always working on new and innovative ways to give you access to the pros. I'm Mia McCormick. Join me for a new kind of class, a one-on-one interview where we tap into the creative and business mindsets of your favorite photographers. On deck this class, the business side of photographer, retoucher, and trainer Glenn Dewis, only on KelbyTraining.com.
For me, it's hard to work with colors. It's for me hard to imagine to create my black and white images without using the Silver Effects Pro tool. These tools are very important to me, simple as that.
The business of photography begins the moment you press the button and click the shutter. But it isn't just about taking great photographs. Whether you're a professional or a beginner, you need to learn how to protect yourself in the images you take. I'm New York attorney Ed Greenberg, and along with photographer Jack Resnicki, together we'll walk you through each and every step of the process. We will teach you how to protect your images as well as protect yourself. We'll show you why your model releases are every bit as important as the images you take. So come check out our classes on model releases and copyright registration on KelbyTraining.com and only on KelbyTraining.com.
Hey everybody, we are back. Scott Kelby here with my co-host today, Kalebra Kelby.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm awesome.
All right.
Hey, a couple things we want to just mention real quick before we dive right into this. Our show sponsor. So big shout out to Wacom. We couldn't do the show without them. I actually have. I'll show you the Wacom tablet I use. I keep it right in my bag. So I travel with this one. This is the Wacom Intuos 5 Small. So it fits perfectly into my bag. Here, look, I can see the screen. I can tilt it and get different reflections. Okay, but I love this one because it fits right in my bag. It goes, and you know what I love? I especially love like monoplane, and there's nobody sitting next to me. I put the tray table down and I retouch on a chair in the sky. It's amazing. Anyway, go check out their stuff. Go to Wacom.com and check out. Now I use the medium on my desk, the small to travel with me there. They are the greatest things ever. If you do any kind of retouching, if you do any kind of illustration or anything else, it is the tool that people use. Hey, one more thing. I want to send you for something free, just totally free. Free. You don't have to buy it. Go to youtube.com/Kelby Media Group. We have our own YouTube page. There it is. And when you go to the homepage, that's not actually the homepage, but when you go to the homepage, you will see a free course preview. We put together a 45-minute, it's a class, and it's highlights of all kinds of our different classes. So it's like you take a little bit from Joe McNally, a little bit from Moose Peterson, some from me, just some from all of our best trainers, put them all together, and it's just all really meaty stuff to give you an idea of what we do. And it's completely free, so it's about 45 minutes long. Go to youtube.com/Kelby Media Group, and we have tons of videos there, but right on the homepage, bang, there's that one. Okay, carrier shoot. I've been trying to get on a U.S. carrier for 8 years. I kid you not.
You're a patient man.
Hey, somebody just wrote in, what kind of name is Kalebra? It seems Greek in origin.
Yeah, I get that a lot, but it's not actually. My father's name is Kleber, my mother's name is Barbara, and they kind of jumbled up their name together and came up with Kalebra.
But it makes sense. Kalebra, Kleber, Barbara, Kalebra. That's kind of makes sense.
And I was born in the 60s, so don't ask a whole lot of questions how that name came about.
Something crazy there.
Something crazy going on.
So I'm trying to get on this carrier for literally 8 years. And I've been very, very close numerous times. And so I get a call from Ed Bice. Now, Ed is a really cool guy. Ed works for NCIS. Not the TV show.
Right, the real
He
one.
works for the real NCIS. So he is a naval criminal investigator. And so he basically called me up, and we've been talking for a while trying to put something together like this. Now, so Ed is actually there on assignment. He is there assignment to shoot Sam Bush. So Sam Bush is a special agent afloat. I did not know this, but on every U.S. aircraft carrier is an NCIS agent. and their job is to take their gun and pop a cap at people. No, it's not that at all. I kept saying that to Sam, pop a cap at somebody, and he never pops a cap. But no, so they do.
That's good.
Well, they do a couple of really, really interesting things. Of course, they're on the ship, so they don't get involved with like misdemeanors, like somebody stole your iPod or something like that. But if there is something really serious, they actually do get involved, right? So they get involved, and there's also a JAG on the ship, right? So they have a judge.
So they just take care of everything right there?
Yeah, they take it. The captain has great power, and they pretty much take care of business right there. But that's only one part of their job. The other part of their job, I think, is even maybe more important, though I think keeping crime low on a ship is pretty important. But when they go into port, so the NCS guys are the ones that check out the port and make sure that there's no terrorist threats against, a particular threat against them coming into a port or things like that. So they do a lot of kind of reconnaissance stuff. And there's, like in any port they're going to go, there's an NCIS already there.
Wow.
So they liaison with them. And he has a really, really cool job. So Ed was there really to photograph Sam, because they use these photos for all kinds of stuff, right? And so I was there basically to help Ed. So I'm there as kind of his second shooter. So if it was a wedding, I would have been his second shooter. But it was not a wedding, so I was just a guy with a camera and a flash. But anyway, so Ed is a great guy. Actually, I have a picture of Ed. Let me show you a picture of Ed. So here's Ed, if we can show my camera. So this is Ed. Now, Ed looks very serious here. He looks like an NCIS guy, doesn't he? Doesn't he look like I'm really on
Yeah, he does.
But he's a very funny guy with a great sense of humor. Really, really, just a cool guy. We had a lot of fun, though we were there on business. Anyway, super cool guy. Sam's a cool guy too. But they both have that a little bit of, I'm in law enforcement. They all talk like this. Scott, we've got a case
Kind of
here.
secretive.
They were a little secretive. A lot of things were kind of secretive. But
Like when you went a-missing?
all right, so that's how I got onto the ship. So I was there
For a day?
No, I went missing for more than a day. So that's how I got on there. I was on there to help Ed. And I'm not sure exactly if Ed really needed that much help, but I was there. And he's a very good photographer. And he wasn't like, oh no, but but we did shoot for 2 solid days all over the ship. Sam got so sick of us shooting him because we shot Sam.
Wow, that would be weird.
Yeah, I mean we had Sam. I'll show you Sam. I have a picture of Sam. Okay, first here's Ed on the transport looking happy, but I have a picture of Sam. I have many pictures of Sam. Where's a good picture of Sam? Here's Sam. All right, so that's Sam, and he's an NCIS guy. Could you see his gun and stuff? No, it's on the other side. He's always packing heat. You know why? Because he never knows when he's going to have to pop a cap in somebody. So look at the luxurious onboard life. It's beautiful. But so that was Sam. So then this is just me like really with an iPhone shot. This is literally, he's walking. A lot of these shots are, by the way, are iPhone shots. But so we were there, and poor Sam is shot in every location you can imagine, doing all kinds of stuff. I mean, kind of doing his job, which a lot of his job is interviewing people and talking, and apparently drinking and shooting people. No, not at all.
But that would be weird if you're not, used to that. Like.
Oh yeah,
I would be completely.
I don't
freaked
think there was anyone on that ship happier to see us go than Sam. Great guy as he is. I think. Somebody wrote, "It's easy to get on a carrier, Scott. Join the Navy." So John Kaiser. John, I'm not sure I'm quite young enough to go. And after spending a couple of days on a carrier, I'm definitely not young enough to be. That is a young man's game to be on a carrier, unless you're an officer, and then it's a whole different world. But okay, so we get on board. Now, I flew to Norfolk. I flew myself to Norfolk, Virginia. Sorry, Elvis song. And we had to catch a COD, okay? So a COD is a carrier onboard delivery. It's actually a Grumman C-2 Greyhound. It's a big twin propeller plane, and you could fly this thing.
Okay.
Well, you could. All right, but I have a picture of it. This is me getting ready to go out onto it. So it's not a beautiful plane. You climb in the back, see the guy standing by the pilot back there. You go in that back door. And what's weird about it is, so this takes you out to the carrier. So you actually fly, and you have to get trapped just like any other thing, because you just don't land on a carrier deck. You have to get hooked, right? You get trapped.
So you mean strapped in there, right?
Well, you're strapped in the plane for sure. And what's weird is you're strapped in backwards. They put a 4-point harness on you, and you go backwards. But what freaks you out is not only that you're flying backwards, because you never fly the plane backwards, you always fly forwards towards the direction, but there's really no windows inside. So that thing closes up in the back, and it's really, really dark. There's one little window like up high you can't really see out. So you take off and you're going backwards and you have no idea like where the horizon line is or what's going on. Now I'll say this, it's a very smooth flight, 90% of it. Then it starts getting a little bumpy as we're getting towards the ship. And all of a sudden, I mean, I was fine, but people, there was like maybe 40 of us on there.
Oh, wow.
And people start getting sick and they start handing out like barf bags. Clear plastic bags, clear plastic guard, clear.
Oh my God.
Why clear?
I don't know.
Why would you hand out clear
Those should have been
throw-up
yard
bags? I
bags.
just didn't get that. And I think it was one of those things, because they have distinguished visitors, I didn't realize this, that actually go out to the ships. So those distinguished visitors can be, you know, wives of like captains and XOs and people, but they may not be on that ship. So in other words, they're going to see what carrier life is like, but their husbands could be stationed in the Middle East or something.
Oh, wow.
It's, you know, businesses and corporations that support, you know, the Navy and different things. So they're basically distinguished visitors. And if you're not out at sea actually fighting a war, you know, because they're doing training exercises now, they're coming in all the time. So there were maybe 11 wives that were there.
So they hand the distinguished visitors
clear garbage bags, because once one started throwing up, they were. It was like, and they were like all over. They were running up and down the aisles and giving them. It was beautiful. It was wonderful. I almost jumped out at that point, but I didn't even get. It wasn't even as bad as like normal turbulence on a commercial jet, except for the fact that you couldn't see the horizon line and you're flying backwards. I could see why you got sick. So here's Ed. I turned around and snapped this picture of Ed, and so you see, you have to wear this helmet. You have earplugs, you have headphones on, goggles, and this 4-point harness, and you're going backwards. So the plane is actually going the other way. And Ed's done this. This is like his 4th or 5th carrier. He's like old hat to him. But it was a little weird. And people got me freaked out about landing on the carrier. And you're going to have this huge thing. It was fine. It was nothing. You went, and you stopped abruptly. It wasn't like, you know, but it was cool. It wasn't scary. It was just cool. And I went, you know, I was like, woo! You know, everybody would all applauded, all right. But
Yay, we landed.
The moment of the trip, though, for me was, so they opened the back of this cod, right?
Oh, God, that's so cool.
They opened the back, and I kid you not, they open it, and we're all sitting in our chairs. And of course, I lean out, you know, because I'm right across the aisle from Ed here. I lean out, and like, here's an F-18 moving right in front of me. There's a prowler sitting on the deck with a pilot moving, and then you hear, and you see a jet take off. And you're like, I mean, you're so in the middle of it all. And I guess I knew we're landing on a carrier deck, but the amount of stuff that goes on a carrier deck is amazing. Let me tell you something. I'm going to show you a bunch of pictures and stuff. Before we go any further, the men and women that work on a carrier are the most amazing people. The precision that they work on and the small space, because you have to have one runway open for planes landing, one runway, two light catapults taken off, and they still have to move all these planes around the deck. They can have up to 45 planes on the deck. And the way that everything is so coordinated, I know you've seen it on TV. We've all seen like documentaries, right? You know, Carrier tonight on Discovery. But you see it in person, you're like,
it's crazy.
These
it's like
people
just a hive.
I mean, and you know what it is, too? They're all like 18 to 20 years old, right? They're young kids, but they work on as a team like you cannot believe. You can't hear a dang thing. Everything's hand signals. So they do a lot of this.
Did they?
A lot of this. They did
Madonna.
hand job. Anyway, it was just that was just blew me away. So we get out. Here's us getting out. And as I got out, I had to turn back and take this picture of the plane. And you're right in the middle of everything. Look right behind you. There's an F-18, you know, a Super Hornet just getting ready to take off. And it's just there's so much happening so fast that it's just kind of crazy.
So like you probably couldn't even grasp really what was happening. Like at that moment, when you first walked out and it's just everything's going crazy and planes are all over the place.
We walk inside and I'm just like, I have the smile though, this big.
Right.
I walked out and I'm like, I can't even believe we're out here. So I go inside and then we find out the cool thing. None of our luggage made it. None of my camera gear. None of my camera gear. Now here's what I took. I took a D4. I'll remember it if we actually scroll the teleprompter. I don't know why we have a teleprompter. A little further. There we go. Here's what I packed. A D4. I took a 14 to 24 to have real wide stuff. I took a 70 to 200. I took a 1.4 teleconverter so I could almost get a 300 millimeter length. I took a Hoodman loop so I could see outside, a fisheye, a black rapid strap, and I took an awesome Kata backpack that RC loaned me. I hate backpacks. I hate them, I hate them. RC loaned me this backpack. It was this thin. You know, like a backpack goes out real big like this?
Yeah.
It was this thin. And because that's one of the things I hate, because you're always hitting stuff. Dude, RC, that backpack, I don't know the name. Do you know the name of the backpack? It was a Kata, but you know, like what the, it's actually, I brought the wrong car. It's in the trunk of my other car. That is the coolest backpack. I mean, it was absolutely fantastic. But anyway, they lost it. No luggage. Okay, here's the things we don't have.
The trip would have taken a turn for me at that point.
No underwear, no, not like I wear any, but, no, but nothing. No charger for my phone, which there was no internet at sea for us.
Right.
Or no cell connection.
Well, at least that's what you said.
But you can't even use it just to, you know, to play Temple Run 2. You have nothing. You have just the clothes that you have on your back and your phone. And we spent 2 hours before they realized. They came back and said, we have good news and bad news. Good news is we know where all your gear is. The bad news is it's not on this ship. So, but here's the cool thing. So once we realize this, we meet the guy who's kind of going to be our host. All right, he's a mass communication specialist. They just call him MCs, second class. Tony Curtis, same name as the actor.
Right. But not
totally cool guy. And I meet him, and a few seconds later, he says, hey, man, I read your blog every day. And I'm like, I love you, man. I mean, I already have tremendous respect for him because, you know, here he is on a carrier serving our country, which I think is phenomenal.
Absolutely.
Anyway, he turns out to be just the greatest guy and really was just so cool. And so he says, we're like, we have no equipment. He goes, don't worry, I got you covered. I'm like, really? He goes, oh, yeah, I got equipment for you. So we go down to where he works.
Okay, but luckily for you, right, he was going to take you and kind of take care of your problem. But that has to be like every photographer's nightmare, right?
Oh, yeah, to show up at a
because it's like
shoot
this
of your
one-time
lifetime,
deal,
you have
and
an
you show
iPhone,
up and you have nothing.
You're like, you would
well,
be
I
fine
would have
with
been
it.
fine.
I was freaked out. So we go all the way down to they have really cool offices where they work. So they have a whole, like 20 photographers that work on photography and design. And they man, those guys are busy. I can't believe the level of, so anyway, let me show you a picture. All right, of Tony Curtis. We just called him MC Curtis, and actually we called him MC squared after a while because he's really smart. But anyway, this is him, and he's posing. But see that picture? I saw that picture on the wall. He had a print on the wall of his office. I'm like, dude, who took that one? He goes, oh, I took that one. I go, dude, go stand over there. Let me get a picture by you, because I love that. I mean, what beautiful colors and the silhouette of the jet in the background. Anyway, really totally cool guy. And he goes, well, don't worry about equipment. And he takes me to this door. He opens it, and look. He goes, I got you covered.
Whoa.
Here you go. What do you need? Do you have a D4? Sure. You want a D4 or D800? I'm like, D4, please. Okay, what lenses do you want? Do you have a 14 to 24? Sure. Do you have a 7200? Absolutely. 1.4 tele? Sure. How about I didn't bring any flashes. We got flashes. D-gels? I'm like,
oh my gosh.
I love you, man. So
I'm surprised you came home.
So we actually hung. I know. Hey, here's another picture. So here we are.
We're so lucky.
I did some tutorials. I was writing step-by-step tutorials for him. But anyway, totally cool guy. And we also got to hang with Tim Walter, who's another MC. We just called him MC Walter. And they all like MC because they have this rapper thing going on. But anyway, also their boss. So their boss was, I mean, you have to realize to just say, hey, come on in, strangers, and take all this equipment. Somebody had to approve it, and their boss was really cool, Matt Bash. So he is
well, where are you going to go, really?
Right. Well, I mean, there's no place to buy them on the ship, I can tell you that. I bought a toothbrush. But anyway, so they had
overboard with all the
their chief mass communication specialist, Matt Bush. Totally great guy, and kind of, that's what I loved about this. Everybody that we came in contact with, super professional, super friendly, super helpful, and was committed to making sure that we did not die. They were very careful. We wore these special vests.
People.
We wore these special vests when we'd be out on the flight deck, and they would tell us, if you do something stupid, don't worry. We're just going to reach and grab the back of your vest and pull you out of the way so you don't get run over. And they only had to do it 15 or 20 times. Oh, so here's the bag. Here's the Kata bag that RC loaned me. It's the Kata KT DL LPS 216 laptop backpack. Boy, that's a long name for it. Can they come up with a better name than that? So how about it's the Kata KT DL LPS? Anyway, it's 99 bucks. 99 bucks, that's a great price for that bag. But it also holds your laptop. So your laptop slides in the back. By the way, I didn't have my laptop either. Laptop slides in the back, and it's got 2 pockets on the sides. You could put, your camera, lenses. I was like, and I hate backpacks. I love that backpack. All right. So we got there, we got all our gear, and they said, so what do you want to do? Now, if you're there as a distinguished visitor, they take you on like a predetermined tour. Like they go, let's go see the boiler room, let's go see the bridge. Let's go. I didn't want to see that stuff. My buddy went on one of those one time, Mike Cabasi.
Oh, yeah.
Mike went on one,
Hi,
and
Mike.
he said, you don't want to go on one of those. He said, they're great if you're not a photographer.
Right.
But there's like really no photo opportunities. So I said, can we go to the flight deck? And they handed me a helmet, and they handed me and let's go.
Well, see, and I think just from like reading your blog and your G+ posts and things like that, I think people are really surprised, and even I was surprised that, kind of seemed like you had free reign and you were taking pictures just everywhere, and nobody was stopping you from going into any place particular.
Okay, but you have to realize there was literally a handler with us, like either MC Walter or MC Curtis, and the 2 guys from NCS. And one of them is stationed on the boat. They went with us everywhere. So even though we could say, can we go here? The answer was almost always yes. We were never alone. I mean, we were never just kind of wandering around.
And you had a handle on your back so they could
Yeah. And also they had to make sure that we didn't take pictures of anything that were sensitive. Right. So as you move around the boat, like if you come to a computer screen, it'll have big green bars that say not classified.
Oh.
Like, so it would be okay. But if it's red and it says classified, they don't even let you in the room. Like, if it's classified, you're not going in there with a camera. You're not just going to go in and say, don't worry, we won't take pictures. You don't even go in that room.
So it doesn't say anything else but red is classified?
It says in big letters red. I never saw one of those. I can only assume because...
I was going to say because
no, I never
saw.
I saw green unclassified.
Oh,
so,
okay.
And so you would see people basically on Facebook. No, I'm kidding. So
it just said red, get out.
Okay. So, by the way, Curtis and Walter are actually MC2s. So they're MC squared.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. All right. Hey, Fuji Ramos, which is our buddy. He says, I want to sign you up for the Tail Hook Association. So, hey, I got a tail hook patch. I got a patch.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
You didn't tell me that.
I didn't show you that.
That's because
I'll
I
show
would
you
take
later
it.
if you like. Anyway, whoa.
Whoa. Oh, well, you have to. Ed is not happy with the picture that you showed of him, and he's such a nice man. Do you have a better picture?
I'm sorry. That photo makes me look like a poster boy for sleep deprivation. Can I tell you? Oh, Ed's in the chat. Okay.
Yep.
You don't sleep a lot on a carrier.
Oh, here we go.
Let me tell you. You do not.
Ed, you have no idea what you just started.
Let me tell you. Well, here's what happens. So, believe it or not, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, 1:15. You're already really tired. And they are landing planes right above your deck. So you're asleep.
How dare they?
You are asleep. You're sound asleep, and you hear. And this all sounds like it is happening not 2 floors above you on the flight deck. It sounds like it is happening directly outside your door. You hear this, and then you hear this, bam! I mean, if you're leaning against the wall, your head comes off it like that. You're like, whoa.
Like while you're trying to sleep?
And then you hear, like they're bringing in a chain or something while you're sound asleep. And the only way I can describe it is, imagine if you were in a portalette, like a little porta potty.
I don't want to imagine that.
But you know how they're plastic?
Okay, I'll go there with you.
So here's what it would be like in real life if you weren't on. So imagine you're asleep inside a portalette, which is already bad. But you're asleep in a portalette.
I like where this is going.
Sleep in a portalette.
Okay.
And a giant semi pulls up.
Have I been drinking?
No, you have not been drinking. A semi pulls up.
I'm sorry.
We have a hostile witness. A semi pulls up, revs her engine. The guy driving the semi gets out with a baseball bat and just hits it. Bam! One time really hard. And then he runs a crank like on the back of a tow truck. Really loud. It happens every 60 seconds.
Oh my God.
It's crazy. But you know what? You get used to it, you go back to sleep. It's just nuts. Okay, some questions. Scott, you're pretty successful and well known. Why was it so hard for you to get onto a carrier? Are they just that protective about it, or is it a scheduling thing, or what? Well, I did miss a couple of opportunities by scheduling, but here's the thing, and that's from Scott King. Scott, I just can't call up a carrier and go, can I speak to the captain, please? I'd like to come aboard and kind of hang out. So, I mean, I needed a semi-legitimate reason to be there, and I couldn't find one. Believe me, everybody I know that says, I have a friend in the Navy, I was all over it, and I could not find a way. So God bless Ed for getting me on there. Because you know what's fun about Ed? I love the photography. Of course, I mean, I want to do that. But we had so much fun that if we had never got our cameras, it would have still been a blast.
I'm sure.
We had so many
Absolutely,
laughs
of
and all.
course.
But plus just living that life. When you're like my age, it's tough. But, you know, for the 18 to 20-year-olds, they would have loved it. Let's see. Were they protective about where you could go and not go? Yeah, they were. They were very protective. Again, we didn't go anywhere without an escort, and they had to ask for permission. First, they had to ask for permission, like, can we come on this bridge? Can we go in this flight control room? Can we do this? And then we had to get separate permission to be able to take pictures, right? So, yeah, they were pretty, you know, security's an important thing, but we did not shoot anything that we were not allowed to shoot. But the hardest thing, I think, was getting on the flight deck. You had to get special permission to go out on the flight deck. You had to wear gloves. You had to wear earplugs. You had to wear headphones. You had to wear the whole thing. Here's what made photography hard. You had, let me take this. You have goggles in front. So let's go back and look at a picture of Ed or me with goggles on, right? You're used to steadying your camera by putting your thing again. You're holding it out here. You're holding it away from your face because it goes dink and hits your glasses.
You see, but again, the iPhone would come in handy there.
The iPhone would, because you could just tape it to your goggles. But I'm telling you what, it was very, I've never had to shoot like that, and that took a little bit of getting used to.
No, I bet that was difficult.
Yeah, because you know what happened too? I'm down on the deck, and these jets take off. And I got to tell you, my first shoot was an absolute bust. I went out there, and I was so overwhelmed by everything I was seeing. Like, I went out there and...
Yeah, talk about an overload, right?
Well,
what was going on?
Walk out of the deck. There is a jet launching. There's a jet moving into position. There's a jet here moving, like, right at us, like we all have to jump out of the way, as another jet is landing. I mean, it's like... Oh,
it sounds horrible.
It's incredibly... Hey, I have a video. I brought a video of a jet being trapped coming in for a landing. So I have a little video right here. So will you be able to hear the audio? Who am I asking? There's no one here. No. All right. So, well, you know, when it comes out on my computer, so how about if I just move the mic down here, right? And see if maybe you hear a little bit of it. But it's not good audio. It's kind of, you know. So here's, now this is taken the last day we were there. We were able to go up on this thing called the Vulture's Row,
Okay.
And you can shoot above the deck. It's not nearly as cool as being on the flight deck. They let visitors up there, so you know it's not cool. Here we go. You can see the jet coming in there, the left.
So, but the other thing that you were saying is how they park those afterwards, and where they park them, and how they maneuver them, and
they park them right up. Like, here's the end of the boat. They go right to the end of the boat. Like, we're driving off, and those things turn. These big jets turn on a dime. They swivel. Like, you think, oh my God, he's going over the side, and literally it just turns. And it's just amazing how they pack them in there. It is it is an absolute art. Same thing in the hangar bay. So oh yeah. So Ed just wrote, be sure to mention that you ducked because you thought you were about to get run over by a jet. Oh, I was in the hangar bay and one took off, and I jumped like 3 feet in the air. Of course, all the Navy guys were cracking up. But it's like you're walking down the hallway and you hear, and you think it's coming through you. I mean, there was an open door there, and I
who's the noob?
I jumped in the air, and then there were guys like, you know, working out there like, guy, stupid guy. Anyway,
no, of course you would have.
That was me. Hey, I want to show you some pictures I got. I'll show you some pictures from the first day. So we'll start here. So this was one of the only shots I actually got on that first outing, because I came back and told Ed, I'm like, dude, I didn't get crap. I said, it's so weird. There were so many things to shoot, and it was so overwhelming that I couldn't get settled down.
Right. And
you're feeling the jet wash and stuff. You know the goggles I had on? Things would hit my goggles, and you're like, man, I'm glad I have goggles on.
Yeah,
and it could be the tiniest little thing from the engine, but you're getting waves of jet fuel coming over you. You smell like jet fuel.
You smelled like jet fuel when you came home.
Yeah, I came home and she hugged me. She's like, you smell like jet fuel, honey. I go, how do you know what jet fuel's? Are you seeing a man on a carrier?
Can you get that in a bottle?
Anyway. So I'm out there for the first time, and
oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
and By the way,
Sorry.
it's like this at home. It's exactly like this. It is absolutely no different. She just sits there and says crazy stuff all day, and we both laugh, and I never get any work done. Anyway,
I'll behave.
we get on this on this deck, and there's so much going on, and they're taking off, and the heat just comes over you. There were a couple of times where we almost got blown over by the jet wash. Now, we weren't going to go over the side of the ship, but I mean, like literally somebody has to grab you and keep you from, because and so you're trying to shoot in this, and I'm so excited that I can't even concentrate. So this is one of the only shots that I got. I got a couple of shots. This one,
I love that shot.
and then right before they take off, the moment before they take off, a guy, the pilot salutes, and literally he salutes, the shooter sends him off, and that plane goes. So I just sat there with my 200 millimeter aimed directly at the pilot, waiting for him to salute.
Wow.
I know this because of the Discovery Channel. So Matt Brown says, it wasn't jet fuel, it was whiskey.
Hang on a second.
Hang on a second. He came home with it. All right. So that's crazy. So someone's asking, did you get to shoot a cat launch? Oh, yeah, this is a cat launch. We're standing there at the catapult launches that launched them out. And by the way, we got cat launched. That's how we got back to the base.
That I want to hear about
They
that.
put us, I'll tell you about that in a minute. We actually did get cat launched. So I'll show you a couple more photos. So this one was just taxiing, and it was taxiing directly towards me. I mean, literally, it was coming at me. So I was kind of like, whoa. So here's a cat launch.
Look at that.
And I think this actually is the guy maybe that I was just shooting a moment ago. I mean, he salutes and he goes, and we're as close as you see that plane is. We're that close. I mean, we were very, very close. They have a dotted line on the deck that you basically can't cross. And Ed would make sure that I didn't
Thank you,
cross
Ed.
that.
Wherever you are.
So R. Dukeshire asked, what was your favorite part of the carrier shoot? It was the next day. So we got up at dawn and shot, and we're hoping for this beautiful sunrise. There was no sunrise. It was very cloudy and icky pretty much the whole time. But that afternoon, we got to go back again, and I looked at my photos, and also I got to see MC Walter and MC Curtis's images. And once you see guys that are on there all the time, what they're getting, you realize you don't want to just keep shooting the jets over and over and over again. Right. Because you have to realize they don't do anything different ever. Everyone takes off the exact same way. I think they train for that,
actually.
Right? Well, yeah, they do. But every launch is exactly the same. Yeah. Every trap is exactly the same. Right. It doesn't change. They're going off this way. They're landing this way. So you can change your angles, but you just can't say, hang on, I'm going to walk over there. You're going to be where they tell you to go. And I was really, I didn't want to do anything that would either embarrass Ed or get him in trouble, or get Sam in trouble, or get me killed, or get me sent back in a body bag. So I was pretty careful about it. But they were great because you're like all sucked into this. And there was a time where we turned around and a jet is coming right for us. And now the jet's going to turn left, but you don't know which way the jet's going. You don't know. It's just coming straight in, really slow, but directly at you. And when you see an FA-18 coming directly at you, you're like, this is awesome. No, you're like, which way do we go? And we started to go one way, and he came that way. No, and we run the other way. So I'm sure it looks stupid. And the captain actually knows Sam, right? The guy from NCIS, and he would make comments over the captain of the ship. The captain. In fact, they included us in a cartoon. So they put a cartoon out, and they had a cartoon where it showed me, and it showed Ed, and it was very embarrassing. But anyway.
Wow, you were there, just a couple days and you have a cartoon.
I gotta tell you, the captain was really, I wish I knew the captain's name. The captain was really cool. He did daily announcements, and he sounded like the kind of guy you'd want to lead an aircraft carrier. He sounded in control, he sounded very professional, but he also sounded kind of approachable. He sounded like he would be, hey, it's a beautiful day at sea today, we're gonna do this, or we're gonna do that.
Yeah, what's funny is those things are pre-recorded.
They're not pre-recorded.
Oh, okay.
But he was motivational at the same time as being, Yeah,
I mean that's what you'd want.
Yeah, no, he was actually. I was surprised because I expected him to kind of be like the TV ones that are just.
Oh,
mean.
they're all mean and they're yelling all the time.
Yeah, he wasn't like that. No. All right. John Swartz asks, "Did your gear ever show up?" No, John. It gets worse than that. So we were supposed to be there 24 hours. And the next day, remember this big storm moved across the East Coast this weekend.
Right.
And they canceled our flight. We couldn't actually get off the boat. Now, I'm thinking, this is fantastic because honestly, I didn't have any shots I liked. I didn't have a single shot. I was so disappointed with what I had done because I went out there once at, for the first shoot, and I was just overwhelmed. I felt a little bit better for the second shoot, but the sun never even came up. And then when we found out we had to stay another night on the boat, even though I would not have toothbrush, underwear, or anything else, or shirts, we had to buy undershirts and stuff.
That would have been hard for me.
It would have been a little tough for you. But I got another chance, and now I'd looked at all the images from the guys. I kind of knew that I don't want to just keep shooting. Let me show you some more shots. I don't want to just keep shooting planes. So here's the bridge. And what's interesting is when you're standing in the bridge, it looks like pretty high tech, and there's all these computers, but I didn't show any of the computers because I didn't, there's one little screen there. But it kind of looks old here, doesn't it? It looks like an old
Well, that was my comment when I saw it. I mean, I know you did some stuff to it, but yeah. It looks like, I don't know, I didn't expect it to look.
This is actually, I think, the only HDR shot that I did. So I actually did this, I did it up RC style.
That's what I meant to say, HDR.
This is a three exposure. It's the only one I did. All the rest I just did in Lightroom or whatever. But this one I wanted to just, see what it was like. And, Ed sent the cartoon. I'll get to show it in a minute.
Oh, good. I want to see that.
And so that's the room. And it was, it's actually very high tech. And they took us all through everything they do. And it's just, the whole thing is just overwhelmingly amazing.
Yeah, and of course, you kind of say that a lot, though, when you go on shoots. You're always like, oh, you're never happy. At least initially, think you didn't get anything. But in this particular case, yeah, I mean, because it would be so overwhelming with just, all that visual information coming at you.
Oh, but honey, I'm telling you.
It would take days just to...
When I left, I felt like okay. I didn't feel like, man, I nailed it, because honestly, I'm so new at shooting on a carrier.
Right.
It's like you don't even know what makes a good carrier shot yet, right? But I left and I feel like I did literally okay. And I'm not trying to lowball it. I don't feel like, because sometimes I'll shoot a football game or something and go, man, I had a great shoot, I nailed it. And then sometimes I feel like I didn't. I left feeling like if I hadn't had the second day, it would have been a disaster. The second day made it okay. I'll take you through a couple more shots here. So this is, all right, so here's one, I included this on purpose because this is one of my first day mistakes. See the big pole on the right? You're so overwhelmed. This is like I'm out there, and then I get back and I look at my phone, I'm like, what's this big stupid pole doing? And I know you could say, well, can't you crop it? I'm okay with cropping sports shots, but the rest of the time, because sometimes the game moves away from you can't help it.
Right.
That's my job as a photographer. I'm supposed to compose in the camera. That is photography.
But
right?
that's a great help. That's a great thing to remind people of, that when you get into those situations, where it's overwhelming like that, to just kind of take a deep breath and then just kind of break it down, to the simplest terms.
I wish I could have done that.
Try and do that. Well, it would be really hard.
It was like the first time I walked out at Soldier
situation.
Field, my first NFL game, and I walked out at Soldier Field, and there's 85,000 people, and it's just, I was kind of, it took me like a half to even get a decent shot because I was so overwhelmed. It was the same thing here, and that's not usually like me. I'm not usually like, oh, but this was a little more intense than actually Soldier Field. So here's a wide angle 14mm shot. Pilots they're getting ready to go out. He's got the cockpit open, and I like the way you can see the island in the background, the big little building there. This is a Prowler. I guess they're taking these out of service, but there you go. And here's a helicopter. So this helicopter actually sits off the ship about 300 yards, just in case one of the planes doesn't land or were to go in the drink or something. They have rescue divers inside of there. Now, this photo isn't as sharp, I don't think, as it should be, because what I tried to get was rotor spin. You don't want to freeze the things, and so I joined I've spoken there, and now I'm a member of the International Association of Aviation Photographers.
Right.
And if you come in with frozen rotors there, those guys will eat you alive.
Really?
They have names for all this, like fish sticks is one kind of rotor.
Yeah.
But you always want to see spin. If you show up with frozen one, that means the plane is crashing. It means the chopper is going down. So so I'm trying to get a low enough shutter speed, because see, you got the full pie back here. You want to see, and this isn't ideal. I mean, they're probably all laughing like, oh, I can't believe that. But anyway, but
I like it.
It's I'm sorry? I nailed the pie. I nailed the pie. All right. So anyway, but the rest of the shot, because the shutter speed is so slow, probably like a 30th of a second or something, the rest of it isn't as sharp as I would like. This was one of my favorite ones. This was actually taken from above on that visitors Vulture's Row. I could never remember the name of it.
Starts with a V.
And this was one. I love what, and I did not add this, but look what's happening to behind the cockpits. You get this almost rainbow effect over the cockpit, the back of the cockpit glass. So the front gets yellowish and the back gets this rainbow effect. And I just zoomed in tight. They did loan me a 300-2.8 for a little while as well. So I had a longer lens.
Wow, that's good.
Hey, let's take a couple questions here. We got a bunch of them coming in. Matt Brown's asking, did they review your photos before they let you leave? So here's the thing, Matt. I mean, they actually did review anything that would have been like, you know,
Well,
they
I
looked at
asked
some
that
bridge
too,
photos
so-
and stuff. But they didn't review them before I leave because they didn't let me shoot anything that's classified. If you go to Google and you type in carrier or F-18, you will find 5,000 photos of F-18s taking off and landing. It's
Yeah.
not like,
Right.
how can I find a shot of an F-18? I mean, I'm not kidding. There's probably 50,000 shots of an F-18 and a carrier. So I didn't go anywhere that they would not let me. Well, there's
Well,
places
and maybe that's and maybe Ed could tell us, but
maybe Ed could tell us.
maybe you just didn't get to the places that they wouldn't let
we
anybody see, or
we definitely did not get out. I mean, there was a place that we wanted to go that they said, you may be able to go there, but the answer was no. But you will absolutely not be able to take shots in there. And it was the secret room that you always see on the movies.
Wasn't
where
the
it's all
women's
dark
quarters,
No,
was
it's
it?
not women's quarters, the women's showers. No, it was this dark room where all the cool stuff is. They said, yeah, you can't go in the dark room with the cool stuff. And I go, so we can just see the bridge? And they're like, yeah. I go, come on, there's a cool room. They're like, oh yeah, there's a cool room. Can we go in there? No.
well, but I think I was even surprised that you could go on the bridge like that.
But you know what? The bridge, they some of the things in the bridge, they're just steering the ship. It's not a secret how you steer an aircraft carrier, especially if you've ever watched the Discovery Channel. So, and they use commercial radar and different things. I mean, it's now, and everything up there said, when I was up there, said unclassified.
Right.
So, all the monitors said it's okay for Scott to be up there.
if you could do this again,
Yep.
right, and maybe somebody out there will get the chance to do it. So, what would you tell them? Because, they're going to jump off and they're going to have the same thing happen to them. So, like, what would you try and tell them to do as far as like what to shoot if they had the same access?
Yeah. Well, what I would say now is don't focus so much on planes taking off and landing, because honestly, it's the exact same experience every single time. It is literally, they land the same, they take off the same. So unless something goes horribly wrong, it's kind of like a NASCAR race. A NASCAR race, they go around in an oval. And if nobody crashes, it's the most boring thing ever, right? You're dying for something. We don't want anything to happen here because NASCAR crash and everybody walks away okay. But I would say, so I tried to, let me just show you a little further. Oh, here's down in the hangar bay. I want to get to some shots that are, so don't just keep shooting the landings and takings off. So here's down in the hangar bay. The hangar bay was cool because it was kind of like where everybody hung out. They actually set up a full basketball court on Sunday. Full basketball court. I mean, full-size regulation. It looked great.
But let me just ask you this. We'll go back to that before we go into something else. So you are at some point going to shoot the landings and the takeoffs.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So where do they need to be like in their head for that kind of stuff if they're
well, it's kind of like shooting sports. You're going to shoot high speed motor drive, and you're just going to have to you're going to shoot from where you're at. So you don't have, like, what I really wanted to shoot and never got to shoot was the island. Let me go back to the island. Oh, let me find a better picture of the island. Hold on, I get one real quick here. Look at a good island shot. Here's the island, right? So this is right. It's because I'm using such a wide angle lens, it looks like it's far away, but I'm really not. I am standing where the catapults are, so they're launching planes behind me. Literally, if I turn around, they're right there.
Wow.
Where I wanted to shoot, see my cursor right here? I wanted to shoot where these planes are over here and shoot back at the island. Like, I want to see the island in the background and planes taking off.
Right.
I want to see this big island and either planes coming in or planes taking off. And I couldn't get over there. It's a long story, but they wouldn't let us over there. So I would like to try different locations. So that's what, I gave a speech I gave a presentation to the photographers.
Oh.
So Ed arranged for me to talk to their photographers, and man, they have some very, very good photographers. But I want to show you a picture of my talking to them, because I have one over here.
Well, and I think, I know I was, and some other people you were talking to were surprised there were 20 on the ship, right?
Oh, yeah.
Something
There was
like 20 or more?
There are 20 or more, and they all do different tasks. Amazing all the things that they have to cover. Everything from very technical stuff to distinguished visitors on board to showing, the aircraft carrier was the newest one in our fleet, which was the George H.W. Bush,
Right.
named after senior, not junior, it's the senior one. And it's a nuclear-powered carrier, and they want to show life to the families back home, so they actually post to the ship's Facebook page. And they have great photos. I mean, these guys
Right.
nail it. And, you know, they want family members to be able to see what's going on the ship and stuff without giving anything away that's too scary. Hey, we're going to take a short break. I have a couple more things. We're not going to go too much longer here because we're going to be running out of time. We have our giveaways coming up, too, so stick around. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, I've got more photos to show, a couple more stories, and some things I haven't gotten to yet. So don't go away. We'll be right back live. We got lots of questions here coming in from you guys on the grid. Don't go away. Scott Kelby here, and welcome to this quick tour of our online training. We have hundreds of online classes for you, covering everything from lighting to landscape photography. From portrait photography to sports, we have classes on weddings, automotive photography, shooting, food, fashion, travel, you name it. And you get access to them all, 24 hours a day, on demand. But there are two big things that I think make our online training really unique. Number one is we use only world-class instructors and the most famous names in photography training today. I have handpicked what I believe are truly the most talented, most knowledgeable, and most gifted trainers in the industry. Photographers who are really passionate about their work and about sharing their techniques with you. The second benefit of our online training is we put you right there alongside the instructor. Imagine being on location in Montana, learning wildlife photography from Moose Peterson. Or standing beside Joe McNally in Santa Fe, New Mexico, as he shows you his tricks for shooting in difficult lighting situations. How about learning travel photography with me in the streets of Paris, France, or being right there during an actual live wedding as you learn exactly how top pro wedding photographer David Zeiser captures amazing images in a very hectic environment. Or how about learning how to shoot high school football with Dave Black during a real high school football game? Whether we're in the studio or on location around the world, our classes put you right there, right beside the instructor, and it doesn't matter whether you're a beginner or a pro because we have classes for every level. Plus, every week we release another brand new class with exclusive content and amazing classes you won't find anywhere else. The most incredible part of this is the price. You get all of this for just $199 a year, or you can pay monthly for just $24.95. That's right, you get all the classes, all the downloadable practice files, 24-hour a day, 7-day a week access from anywhere in the world. In fact, we're so certain that you're going to absolutely love our online training that we offer this 100% money-back guarantee. If you don't think that this is the very best online training you've ever taken anywhere at any price, or fund your entire subscription right on the spot. These are just a few of the reasons why tens of thousands of people from all over the world subscribe to KelbyTraining.com, and I invite you to join with us today and start learning right now. We'll see you in class. Hey, we are back. Scott Kelby here with my very favorite person in the whole wide world, my wife, Kalebra.
Hi.
What's up?
What's up?
Hey, real quick, we have a contest we're running. So we have a Photoshop World contest. So we're sponsoring a photography contest with our friends at viewbug.com. And Matt and I are going to be selecting the winners here on the March 6th Grid Show. If you want to enter our photo contest, go to viewbug.com/contest/Photoshop-world. It's not a great
really
URL. So viewbug.com/contest/Photoshop-world. And so we have this cool photo contest. Oh, there I am. So why am I in there? Anyway, there's all kinds of stuff. Ooh, look at that. All expense paid trip to Photoshop World Orlando. We have 3 first place winners and 10 runners up. So, and a $50 B&H gift card. That's pretty sweet. So anyway, go and enter that. Also, tomorrow is Free Stuff Thursday on my blog. So every Thursday on my blog, scottkelby.com, we give away free stuff. So go there and get free stuff. Also, Peach Pit is offering 40% off the Photographer's MBA by Sam, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing his right name.
I think it's Sal.
Sal, I'm sorry, Sal. It is Sal. What do you think it is? Sonata? Sonata?
I don't know, but it's a great book.
It's a great book. Oh, you've read it?
No.
Oh, okay. Anyway. So we got some giveaways coming up here in just a minute. We'll tell you how to do those in just a second. All right. So, hey, let me, don't show my screen yet. Hang on. I want to get this up and let me go see if I've got this, see if Ed sent me this thing here. No, that's photos. Huh. Don't have it. Please hold. Holding. Holding. It's not here.
The cartoon?
Nope. Yeah, for whatever reason, the cartoon. Wait, hold on. Here it is. Wait a minute. Don't. Let me open it.
I'm dying to see this. Thank you, Ed.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
So here is it. So I'm supposed to be NCIS Media in the bottom corner here. Tourists with their Bermuda shorts on. All right, and now this is the shooters from their ship, right? So the George H.W. Bush Media. Okay. This is the flight deck. Here's a plane going off. And here's the public affairs officer. So this is Ed, basically telling
poor Sam.
NCIS, go ahead and jump. So it says, being pressured by the glow of stardom, the NCIS agent goes where no agents have gone before. He was not wearing his gun due to FOD hazard. I don't know what FOD is, but can't be good. Anyway, but they distribute that, and everyone laughs at us. Okay, so I want to show you a couple more shots, and we're going to take some questions. Let me bang through some questions. So, Scott, what are some tips for other photographers to land gigs such as this? Honestly, Michael, I think you would have to know somebody in the Navy. And I don't mean like a fry cook. I mean, it would literally have to be someone that has the authority to get you on. I don't even know who it would be. FOD is Foreign Object Damage. There we go. So I don't really, I wish I could tell you. It took me 8 years, and I'm sure that anybody that tries will get on faster than me, I can tell you. But I would love to go again. It was that amazing. I mean, it was just, and that's the other thing. Now that I've done it once, you know how you do it once and you go, man, next time, you know, next time I would be a little more down with the whole, I wouldn't be so overwhelmed. I would shoot a lot more of what I want to show you. Let me just show you. I would shoot a lot more of the people and places instead, like this kind of stuff, like like that, and here this guy right there on the catapult, you know, leading an F-18 onto the catapult, and then a little bit later, you know, here's one of he's not a shooter because he's got the, but he's like checking the gear. Here's some. But these like takeoff shots, they happen all day for hours and run. And like this, I wish I'd done more of this. So this is one of the things that
cool.
I came back and realized. I just keep shooting the same planes. The planes look exactly the same.
Well, they're the star, right? When you jump out. I mean, holy smokes, who wouldn't do that?
And there's so many cool things to shoot. So I would like to go back and do it again, just kind of, and do more coverage of the people and not so much of, I would do planes because you can't say no.
Right.
But that I would do. Steve C says, I need to do a photo walk on the carrier. Yeah, it would have to kind of be not when they're doing flight operations. Okay, Fuji, Jose Ramos, my buddy, says the big pole, that big red nasty pole that was ruining my thing, is called the Belknap. Thank you, Jose. And I would also avoid shooting the Belknap. All right. Logan Miller says, shout out to Moose Peterson. All of my aviation shots had fish sticks before studying his stuff. Oh, Moose will hammer you to death. You have frozen anything. Propellers?
Well, mine are always frozen if I take them because I'm taking them from inside.
Dead man. All right, Barb Plain HDR2, which has to be our buddy Barb Cochran.
That is Barb Cochran.
Hi, Barb.
She's so awesome.
She says the LSO platform would be a good place to shoot. Thank you, Barb. What's the LSO platform? Just because your boyfriend used to land on carriers, which he did, right?
Yes, he
was a carrier pilot. So.
Yeah.
All right. This is from, can you make it a little bigger, RC? I'm old. Make it 200 point type. Said, this is from R. Dirkshire. Said, saw the bit with Scott and Dixie Dixon. So this is last week's show. Does Scott really want to go backstage with Motley Crue or Van Halen? Maybe we can work out a deal. Oh. Of course I want to go back. You just named two of my favorite bands in the same sentence.
Well, and he has a whole Kiss outfit that he could wear. You
that was
right in the closet.
That was a one-time thing.
Was it?
It's available on request. Okay, back to our story. All right, I got to show some more pictures because we're like out of time. Let me go to the finals here. We kind of left off here. So this is back in the bridge, and it doesn't. So I didn't HDR it, so it doesn't look all old-fashioned like the other one did. Here's another picture of the bridge. Lots of light streaming in there.
See, I love that. I love those shots of the bridge. I think that was really interesting, but that's just me.
No, I like them too. I like the bridge. Is really cool. Mm-hmm. All right, here's another landing, and all landings pretty much look like that, or like this. And thumbs up. A couple more shots here. I saw that one. Okay, so this was, I tried to get the slow shutter speed. It's not, the tail rotor looks pretty good. I think Moose would be unhappy with this. Fuji's going to step in and go, hey, dude, So that needs a little work.
Still,
but
it's cool.
I wasn't prepared to shoot helicopters. I thought everything would be able to be frozen at 1,000th of a second. So there, we saw that shot earlier. And look how close they park those things. Look at how close they park these things. Off it goes. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's like a 6-inch little thing there, and there goes your $60 million plane. Okay.
Oh my God.
So I did try some slow shutter speed panning stuff, right? Where you're just, you're going slow and you're like a really slow shutter speed, and it was very challenging because these jets come in really fast, and I really wanted a slower shutter speed than that. When I did that, when I went down to 30th of a second, I was like shooting 50 images and like none of them were in focus, or half of one. This is one of the few. So I did try some slow shutter speed stuff. There's another slow shutter speed. The front part of the plane's nice and crisp. The back's kind of fuzzy. Here's another one. It's coming by me. Front part good, back part bad. The front part's the most important part, but I would really want the whole thing to be in focus. I was a little disappointed in those. There's one that's better. So this is inside the hangar at night. At night, they have different lighting to make it more romantic. So it's more romantic lighting at night.
Okay, but hangars, they're just cool, aren't they? I love hanging out in the hangar.
I know, she does. She's a pilot. She loves to hang out.
I do. Okay.
Oh, the LSO stands for Landing Safety Officer. So I should shoot from the Landing Safety Officer? Boy, he'd probably be really cranked. Get off me. All right. Oh, there's a little small one. I don't know why it's so dang small. There's another small one. Why are they so small? I don't know what happened there. I really, there, it's a little better. So there's a Prowler in the foreground, F-18 going off there in the background. And these guys,
I think that's cool.
They just keep saying thumbs up, like, hey, party. Yeah, I never got it. No, they're obviously checking things and make sure. Boy, it takes a lot. You don't want to shoot one of these things off the end of a carrier if it's not going to work. Here's a shot of a Prowler. They're going to, I guess, decommissioning these. They're not going to be around for very long. They've been around like for the Vietnam War. So, and there's that shot inside the hangar. More stupid shots we've already seen. Okay, now I do want to wrap up with a couple of other shots, some more behind-the-scenes stuff. So we saw Big Ed, right, looking like a criminal. All right, Ed flying. So this is me and MC Curtis. There's Curtis, great guy. Also, like he and his wife have a photo business. So when he's like,
not out at sea.
Not out at sea. Great
So his
guy.
Wife has a photo business?
Well, yeah, his wife pretty much has a photo business. All right, and there, here I can hide this side thing here. So here's another view. Man, they got everything. They have every gadget. I was so happy. Oh, so here's the crew. All right. So this is Sam.
Oh, that's great.
This is Curtis. That's me. That's MC Walter. And that's us on the flight deck. And so you don't get to see Ed. Ed took the picture because Ed sent me a bunch of these pictures too. He was good about that. Hey, there's that bell thing.
Belknap.
The Belknap. Don't get the Belknap in your photo. Here's the view from up on, that's the video. That's the view from up on the nest. Here's just an iPhone shot of what it looks like kind of in the hangar. Look how small a whole jet is. You can put a lot of jets in there.
Right?
It's huge. Right? Okay. So let me back off a little bit more. I can go one. So yeah, here's another shot. They open this door a little bit. You got a little natural light. This is the first day I'm still walking around in a fog. Here's our bathroom. The accommodations were absolutely fantastic. So you don't have a toilet. Your toilet's down the way.
What do you care? You didn't even have a toothbrush.
Yeah, dude. Well, I bought a toothbrush. That's mine right there, that
That's
pink
good.
one. That's ladies' toothbrush right there. I bought that in the ship's store. And see, there's the little packaging because we don't throw anything away because we're men. There's Ed's toothbrush. And this is Sam's. I would get on his radio and go, this is Sam. I just popped a cap in the guy. And they didn't like that.
I'm sure you did.
All right, there's Sam in the hallway. This is my nemesis.
Oh, man.
All right, so they feed you a ton of food. Our daily schedule was this: shoot, eat, shoot, eat, shoot, eat, shoot, eat, shoot, eat, sleep, shoot, eat. But these ladders are everywhere. You go up 6 and 7 flights at a time, and nobody on a carrier is heavy, because if you do nothing but go,
Climb
it's like
ladders.
it's a moving stairmaster everywhere you go. And by the way, whatever you want is guaranteed. It is not on your floor. I don't care what it is. If you need your camera, you go down like 4 flights. Then you want to go up to the shooting desk, it's up 8 flights. And you were just on these things all day long. And I kept saying,
but I know how much he hates that.
I do. And I'm saying, this is a freaking nuclear powered, right?
Yeah. No elevators.
This is nuclear powered. How about an escalator, bro? Where's an elevator? Nothing. They have 2 elevators on the ship. You know what they do? They put planes on them. So it's not like we don't have the technology. They're just mean. Okay.
But then you got like buns of steel in 3
RC
days.
says my butt probably feels terrific. Let me check. Why? It's better than ever. And my butt usually is fantastic. So, all right. So here's a view of this is what it looks like all over the ship. This could be literally any hallway, anywhere. It is not a cruise ship. All right. So, hey, we got a little video. This is a video of my cabin, which was absolutely fabulous. I don't know if you're hearing the audio.
All right, here's our luxurious.
So I'll just translate. Here's our luxurious suite. This was an officer suite, so it's super nice. It's 3 people fit in there. Stolen camera. There's our bathroom. And that's he's getting ready to do some fingerprint work because I stole some guy's iPod. And I mean, seriously, you can get away with murder on these ships. Who's going to know, you know? Who's going to think a visitor's going to come and start stealing iPods out of enlisted men's cabins? I did it. It was great. I had 11 of them when I left. Look at the roof there. Nice. They really care. And what's nice about it is in just a few minutes, as soon as you go to sleep in then one of those little bunk beds with a 2-inch mattress, it's going to sound like someone's hitting you in a portalette with a baseball bat.
Yeah, but you said that happens actually every minute, right?
Yeah, every minute all night.
That
it's nice. It's great.
RC,
all right,
you'd really
here's me on the
appreciate
bridge
that right
shooting
now.
a 14. Look how nice my hair looks after 2 days of no shower. Isn't that good? How's the hair looking? Good? No? This is me saying, whatever you do, bring an extra toothbrush. Bring underwear. Listen to me. Screw this photography stuff. Be prepared to be stuck. Lots of that kind of stuff. So I actually did a couple of tutorials and showed some of the guys. I did some portfolio reviews while I was there. So that's me with Curtis and a couple other guys there, and we're doing some portfolio reviews. And so here we are again. This is some of his stuff. Curtis is really, really good photographer.
So were you able to ask them, since they're on this ship and they're basically shooting the same stuff, you know, over and over, does it ever get boring to them? Yeah, do they get tired of doing it?
Well, yeah,
I wonder,
but what
I
they
don't know.
what they do is they shoot a lot of people. I mean, they really do. They're supposed to document like stuff like their
right.
RC, did you ask? Am I sitting there playing Angry Birds? Yes, that's what it was. Angry Birds. Okay, we're gonna have to blow out of here. This is me on the deck. You know what I'm saying is, okay. Right here is where my luggage was.
Should be.
Should be. My luggage should be right there. This is what it looks like when you pan and you don't get an in-focus shot.
Right.
I wanted to put one in there to show you what I had 500 of. I'm not exaggerating. Probably 500 shots that look like this. Blurry.
I think it's awesome.
It's not awesome.
Oh, it is.
And this one was an intentionally blurry shot. This is us going out onto the flight deck. And you can see these things are up because jets are taking off. Here's a jet cruising by. This one's getting ready, and we're walking in the middle of it. And that's a 300 over my shoulder. And this is on the bridge. Just hanging out, partying on the bridge like, hey, what's up? This is the room where they have the little picture of, these are all models. They know exactly where everything is. So this is at flight deck level.
That's cool.
And they know where all the planes are, and they have little like things to say which ones are working, which ones are, which ones are not being used, which ones are, and as they move one, they physically pick it up and move it.
That's cool.
You know what's interesting? They make
that's the job I want.
They make
I want to
little
play with
flight
the plane
sounds.
models.
No, they don't really. I'm just kidding. All right. Wonder where Scott would love to shoot next, our Dukeshire. It's someplace I'm not going to be shooting, the Super Bowl. So I would have loved to have shot the Super Bowl. But honestly, if you said, all right, you got a choice, Super Bowl or Carrier, I had like 2 days notice for this carrier shoot. Which would you rather do? Absolutely.
The
Carrier shoot. Yeah, hands down.
Oh, yeah, that's
and as much as I
fascinating.
love to shoot the Super Bowl, it's always been my dream. I haven't worked 8 years to get on to shoot a Super Bowl. I worked 8 years to get on this because I don't know enough cool people in the Navy, apparently. RC says if you
Thank
showed up
you,
with a little
Ed.
toy Godzilla and started kicking stuff around, they'd be pissed. Dude, that would have been hilarious to have had. Now that I know this, if I ever get on a carrier again, I am taking a toy Godzilla, and I'm just going to not even say anything. I'm just going to walk and stick it right in the middle of it.
I don't think I do that.
All right. So I think I covered all the pictures. Let me see if there's anything else I need to mention. Oh, well, let's do our giveaways. So we have a web page that you go to do the giveaways. F-Plate, awesome. If you want to buy one, go to fplate.net. They're only like $55 for the single, and they're like 100 something for a double. You could put
That's
2
crazy.
heads. I know.
That is such a
they're
good
so
deal.
well. It is a good deal. Did you ever
Right?
use these?
No.
Okay, anyway, it really actually are very, very nice. Very good. So go in there, and all you have to do is go to the contest page. What's the contest page, RC? Kelby, oh, there it is kelbytv.com/contest. So choose which show. It's the grid. Put in your name, email, your website, and comment. So the only comment you really have to put in there besides saying, oh, this is the greatest show ever, is, no, you don't have to put that, is just let us know which prize you want. Do you want to go to one of our upcoming seminars? Do you want to win the F-Plate? And you just have to say, just F-Plate seminar. And you can go to kelbytraining.com to find out the next few cities. And just tell us which city you want to go to. And we'll pick a couple of winners and we'll let you know. And what else we're giving away? The ape shirt, the ape book.
Oh, yeah.
Ape. And there was something else. Oh, yeah, a full conference pass Photoshop World. So everybody will be entered for that. We'll automatically enter everybody for the Photoshop World one. All right, they really want me to go, really, really badly. So first, I want to thank you, sweetie, for being on the show with me.
You're welcome.
You're totally awesome. And would you like to go to dinner?
I would.
Okay, I'll take you.
Okay, great.
All right, not you, RC, you're sick. Okay, hey, I want to thank Ed Bice, and I want to thank Sam Bush and everybody aboard the George H.W. Bush aircraft carrier. Everybody that we ran into, everybody we talked to, we got to talk to a lot of people on the ship. They were just the kind of people you would hope were on a carrier that were out. I mean, really, it was just everybody we met. And everybody was wildly polite. They treat the guests. I mean, we would have to go down the hallway. Everything was, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, here, let me help you with that. I mean, people were just absolutely fantastic and incredibly sharp. Very, very proud of our military. Honored to be on that ship. Thank you, Ed. Thanks to everybody. And thank you guys for watching. On behalf of myself and Kalebra.
And me.
And our sponsors like MPix and Wacom and cool people like that. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
This week's episode of The Grid is sponsored by MPix. Shoot today, upload tonight, we ship tomorrow. Manfrotto, imagine more. All One Software, focused on photography. Peach Pit Press, publishers of technology books, ebooks, and videos for creative people. Epson, exceed your vision. Expo Imaging, Rogue Flash Benders for speedlight enthusiasts. Nix Software, photography first. And B&H Photo, the professional source.